Good morning to all of you. So, as we are discussing about preparation of phenols, okay, or we can say alcohols earlier. So, we discussed some methods of preparation of phenols. Here we have commercial preparation of phenols. So, commercial preparation of phenols means when we want to obtain phenols on a large amount, okay, that is why it is known as commercial, which we discussed earlier methods of preparation that are phenol formed in we can say in less amount, okay. If we want to phenols in large amount, so we can say that it is a commercial preparation. So here first we have from chlorobenzene or dose process. Now, if we are treating chlorobenzene, or if I am saying that if we are taking chlorobenzene here, when we are creating this chlorobenzene with sodium hydroxide, that is NaOH, in the presence of copper salt, okay. So, what will happen? Here we have 623 Kelvin temperature, then sodium phenoxide ion is firstly formed, okay, that is ONA, which we already discussed, sodium phenoxide. So when we doing acidification, okay, acidification of that sodium phenoxide ion, so what will happen? Here is the removal of Na and Cl. This hydrogen will be attached to that oxygen. So here is the formation of phenol. Clear? This is known as dose process. So remember that what is dose process? In this we have to treating chlorobenzene with sodium hydroxide, which will form phenol. So next we have is preparation of alcohol from cumene. Now what is cumene? This is the cumene, benzene ring, on benzene ring CH3 CH3. Okay. So first of all, how this cumene is formed? Okay. So when we are taking benzene, to this benzene, when we are treating with propane, okay, propene, as you can see here we have propane. So when we are treating it with propane in the presence of H3PO4 at 523 Kelvin temperature, okay, so it will form cumene, that is CH3 and CH3. This is how first cumene prepared, okay. So now when we are oxidizing this cumene, okay, when we are oxidizing this cumene, so firstly it will form product that is known as cumene hydroperoxide, okay, CH3 CH3. To this carbon, okay, to this carbon there is the addition of O2, as you can see, addition of O2. When we are adding water into it, so what will happen here? Formation of phenol is occurring here, and next side product is formed, which is CH3 C double bond O CH3, which is, as you know, propanone. Clear? This is how phenol is formed with the help of cumene. Clear? Next, third one we have is from benzene. Now this is from cumene, preparation of phenol from cumene. Third one we have from benzene. So from benzene, this is also known as Rasching's method. Clear? Rasching's method. So now what is happening in this process? We are taking benzene ring, okay, we are taking benzene ring. When we are adding vapors of hydrochloric acid, that is HCl, in the presence of air, okay, so what will happen? It will form chlorobenzene first, okay, it will form chlorobenzene plus water, and this reaction is occurring in the presence of CuCl2, that is copper chloride, or we can take ferric chloride, okay, and ferric chloride. So in first step we have chlorobenzene is formed. Now this chlorobenzene, when we are heating it with steam, okay, now this H2O in the form of steam in the presence of SiO2, and temperature is 800 Kelvin. So here is the formation of phenol taking place. Clear? This is the three commercial process which we discuss. From first of all, first we have is dough process, second is from cumene, and third we have is rashing method. Clear? Next one we have is physical properties of alcohols. So as we discuss, first point in physical property of alcohol is physical state. Okay. So we can see that at an ordinary temperature, those who are lower members. Okay. Lower member are colorless. Remember that lower member are colorless liquids. Okay. These are in the form of liquids, and we can say that it have a characteristic smell. Okay. Having characteristic smell and taste of that compounds, we can say is burning taste. Okay, burning taste. Okay, and if we are talking about higher members, so higher members, or we can say higher alcohols. Clear? Higher members means having more than 12 carbon atoms. They are colorless, again odorless, wax-like solid. Okay. Now wax-like solid means it is solid but not properly rigid. Okay, as the other substances are. So it is considered as solid but wax-like. As you know, wax like candle. It is solid. Consider it as a solid but not a rigid. Clear? Next point we have is important point, boiling points. Boiling point of alcohols are higher than that of, we can say, aliphatic hydrocarbons. Okay, of alcohols are higher than aliphatic hydrocarbon. What is aliphatic hydrocarbons? That means simply if we are taking example of methane, CH4. Okay, so if you are taking the example for CH4, its boiling point is 90 Kelvin. Okay, higher from hydrocarbons as well as haloalkanes. Okay, if you are taking the example of CH3Cl, so the boiling point for the same is 249 Kelvin. But if we are taking phenol, so CH3OH, its boiling point is 337.5 Kelvin, which you can see is higher than that of hydrocarbon and haloalkanes. Okay, now why this is happening? Because in case of this alcohols, okay, there is a electronegativity difference, more electronegativity difference between oxygen and hydrogen. Okay, that is why that OH bond is strongly polar and form hydrogen bonds in alcohol, in case of alcohol. Clear? So that is why it is more, we can say, having more boiling point, and we can say that the bond breaking between these are very, we can say, we have to need large amount of energy. Okay, bond breaking is not easy. We want large amount of energy. That is why its boiling points are high. Clear? Or we also see that the boiling point of alcohols are higher as compared to ethers or even haloalkane we already discussed. Okay, why? Because as I'm saying, in this haloalkanes there is a hydrogen bonding, but in case of ethers there is no hydrogen bonding. That is why having high boiling point in alcohol than that of ethers. And one more thing which we have to remember, that lower member have low boiling point and higher member have high boiling point. Clear? As the number of carbon atom is increases, boiling point will be high. Why? Because here is the increase of van der Waals forces. Okay, van der Waals forces is increases. That is why the boiling point for the same is increases. Clear? So we can see that primary alcohols, or yes, having high boiling point, then secondary, then tertiary. This is the order for the boiling points. Clear? Remember that. So next one we have is solubility, or if we are talking this same boiling point in cases of branched structure. Okay, so we can see that in case of branching, when there is a branching, surface area decreases. That is why van der Waals forces is also decreases in case of branching. So boiling point is also less in case of branching, when there is some branching molecule we have. Second point we have is, third point we have is solubility. Second point is solubility. So in case of lower members, okay, lower members of alcohol, solubility high in water, okay, it is easily soluble. But when this carbon chain is increases, or we can say when we are talking about higher member, that solubility is decreases because its molecular weight is increases. Okay, now here in this lower member, here is the formation of hydrogen bonding, that is why it is soluble. Now if the size of the molecule is increases, okay, that means alkyl groups become larger and larger. So here it prevents the hydrogen bonding. Okay, it prevents the hydrogen bonding, that is why it is not soluble, so much soluble. Okay, so we can see that if we are taking the example of butyl alcohol, pentyl alcohol and hexyl, so out of these three, which is more soluble? Butyl, because having less carbon atom. Okay, so this is about solubility. Next point we have is density. So alcohols are lighter than water. Okay, so we can see that density increases with the increase in molecular mass. Clear? So next we have is physical properties of phenols. If we are talking about phenols, again first one we have is physical state and smell. So we can see that phenols are colorless crystalline solids. Colorless crystalline solids or liquids. Clear? Solid or liquid, and they have characteristic phenolic order. Second point we have is solubility. Now in case of phenols, okay, as we know that in how phenol is represented as benzene ring OH, there is already OH bond is present. Okay, so in case of this, here easily hydrogen bonding will be available. As we discussed earlier, in case of alcohols, there is a no hydrogen bonding in case of higher alkanes, alcohols. Yeah. So in this case, there is a easily hydrogen bonding is available. So that means phenols are more soluble than that of alcohol. Okay, or we can say it is soluble in alcohol, ether, and also in NaOH. Clear? Next point we have is boiling points. So the boiling point of phenols are higher than that of aromatic hydrocarbons and haloarenes. Okay, phenols are higher. Boiling point of phenols are higher than that of hydrocarbon or aromatic hydrocarbons. Okay, why? Because there is the presence of intramolecular hydrogen bonding in phenols. Therefore, it is associated molecules and the boiling point of that is higher. So next topic we have is chemical properties of alcohols. Okay, so now alcohol have a versatile nature. Okay, we can see that because it acts as both nucleophile as well as electrophile. Okay, it acts as both. So if first case we are taking, it is acting as, behaving as nucleophile. Okay, so nucleophiles in the reaction, so how it behaves. Okay, so if I am taking ROH, as you know, oxygen having pair of electrons too. So if we have here some carbocation, so what will happen? Okay, now here the electron pairs. Okay, here is the carbon which is positive, so it will attack on it. It will form the bond, that is ROC. Okay, here we have electron pair and this hydrogen atom as it is in first step. Clear? So as you can see, this electron is given by the oxygen. It acts as nucleophile. Now in next step, what will happen? This hydrogen is removed from here. Okay, so what we have is ROC. Hydrogen is removed from here. Electron is come towards the oxygen atom. So this is the how it acts as nucleophile. And if it is act as electrophile, so if we are taking the example CH2OH, so first of all what it form, it will protonate that alcohol which we are taking. Okay, so as I'm writing here H positive, So here is the addition of hydrogen. Okay, RCH2, oxygen is negative, so it gives the electron to this hydrogen. Okay, having electron, it gives the electron to this hydrogen and making a bond with it. So that is why it is written as OH2, and it gives the electron. That is why it is indicated as positive charge. So this is known as protonated. Okay, as there is a proton is added. What is proton? That means hydrogen is added. That is why it is known as protonated alcohol. Clear? So next, when we are treating it with bromine, which is Br negative, so what we have here, CH2 OH. As you can see here, we have what? Positive charge. Okay, that is why now it is act as electrophile. Clear? So what will happen now? This bromine is attacking on this carbon atom. You know that this is partially positive. So now this electron goes toward this, and here is the formation of BrCH2R plus. Now one hydrogen is here we have, sorry, H2. H2O is removed from here, which is water is removed from here, and it is act as here electrophile. Clear? So next we have different reaction on the basis of the cleavage of the bond, which is are of three types. So these are the three types of reaction. That is reaction involving cleavage of OH bond. Okay. Second, we have reaction involving cleavage of CO bond. That is carbon oxygen bond, oxygen hydrogen bond. Okay. Third one we have is reaction involving both the alkyl and hydroxyl group. Okay. So first we are discussing is reaction involving the cleavage of OH bond. Okay. As it is represented as this C carbon, O and hydrogen. This is the OH bond. So we have to break it. Okay, so we have doing the reaction for the same. So first one we have is reaction with active metals. Okay, so when we are taking some alcohol, that is ROH, when we are treating it with some metal, I am writing here metal, which is active metals. Clear? So what will happen here? It will produce H2 gas. Okay, it will produce H2 gas, and the product form is R O M. What is R? R is the alkyl oxygen, and this metal is combined with this alkyl group. Clear? This is a reaction. So if we want to write the example for the same, so what we have here, 2CH3CH2OH. If I am taking here active metal, that is sodium. So the product form is 2CH3CH2ONa. Clear? Plus H2. This is known as sodium ethoxide. Clear? This is a reaction. Clear? So similarly, we can do the same reaction for magnesium also. Okay. So now this reaction of the active metal. Now alcohols are, we can see, weakly acidic in nature. Okay, and react with the active metals like this to liberate the hydrogen. Clear? And form the metal alkoxide. Now next we have is, this can show that the reaction is alcohols are acidic in nature. Alcohols are acidic in nature. Why acidic in nature? Because according to Bronsted-Lowry concept, what they said, Bronsted, when there is the removal of hydrogen atom or removal of a proton, that will be act as an acid. So as you can see from here, hydrogen is removed or donate. So that is why it is alcohol is acting as a acid. Clear? As we have alcohol here, okay, when it donate that proton to the base, that is B is base. Okay, so as you can see, this is a B negative and this is the hydrogen. This will attack on this, and this electron pair goes to the oxygen atom. As you can see, I am now writing here 3 pair of electron, and it will act as a negative charge because oxygen is now accepting electrons. Plus here is the formation of BH, that is conjugate acid. Okay, this is acid, this is base, this is conjugate base, and this is conjugate acid. Clear? So now if you are taking the example of that, if we are treating this alkoxide with water, H2O. Okay, which is, acid, act as a acid now. Now, what will happen in this? Here is the formation of ROH bond. Okay, as you can see, here is the O negative ion. So what will happen? It will attack on that hydrogen atom. Hydrogen will be removed from here. So we have here OH negative, which is conjugate base, and it is conjugate acid. Okay. So what this reaction show? This reaction show that water, as you can see, here is also removal of hydrogen atom. Okay. So it is also act as a acid, or we can say it is a good proton donor as compared to alcohols. Okay, so we can see that water is the good acid or stronger acid than that of alcohol. Clear? So, and the acidic nature of that alcohol, why? Because of the presence of polar OH bond. Okay, polar OH bond. Oxygen is more electronegative. You know that oxygen is more electronegative than that of hydrogen. Okay, that is why it withdraws the pair of electron between O and H atom, okay, towards itself. So that is why that OH bond become weak and loses a proton, okay, in case of alcohols. So therefore alcohol behave as acid. But there is a question which is good question, important question, that out of alcohol and water we can say that water is the good or a stronger acid. Now question is why? Okay, so what will happen in this case? So in case of alcohols, alcohols are weaker acids, even weaker than water. Why? Because in case of alcohol, as you can see here, what we have R, that is alkyl group. Here is the presence of alkyl group. What is the function of now alkyl group? Alkyl group releases electron towards the oxygen. Okay, so if I am writing it like as ROH, okay, and other side if I am taking the example of water. Clear? So now what this R group is doing, that alkyl group gives the electron towards this oxygen. So the electron density on this oxygen will be increases. Okay. Now electron density is increases. So the polarity between the OH bond is decreases. Okay. So the tendency of oxygen, okay, to taking electron from this bond, OH bond, or we can say, is decreases. Okay, because alkyl group is already given electron to the oxygen, so electron density already increases on the oxygen atom. So oxygen is now not able to take electron from this bond. Okay, so that is why we can say that breaking of that bond is not so easy. Okay, so bond breaking of this OH bond is difficult in case of alcohols. So if we are talking about water, in case of water, what will happen? As you can see, here is a no alkyl group present. So what will happen? Hydrogen give electron to the oxygen. Electron density of the oxygen is increases, and that bond is breaking from here. Okay, so that is why it is known as that water is more acidic than that of alcohols. Clear? Why? Because in alcohol there is the R alkyl group which is showing plus I effect. So it will give electron to the oxygen. So bond breaking of OH bond is difficult rather than that of water. Clear? So if we want to write the order of the primary, secondary and tertiary alcohols, so that is, as you can now judge that primary alcohols are more, we can say, acidic than that of secondary and tertiary. Okay, as we discussed earlier, that in case of tertiary, here we have 3R groups. Okay, so that here we have 3R groups. That 3R groups, what they do? They give electron towards the oxygen. Okay, so the electron density of the oxygen is fully filled. So now that OH bond is not easy to break as compared to the primary. There is only one alkyl group, so it is more stronger than or acidic than that of secondary and tertiary alcohols. Clear? So next we have is reaction with metal hydrides, or if we are talking about, this is about acidity. If we are talking about basic strength, So obviously it is less acidic. That means it is more basic than that of primary and secondary. Clear? So if I am writing acidic strength or character is decreases to this side, or basic strength is increases. Clear? So next point we have is reaction with metal hydride. So which we discuss in next class. So that's all for today. Thank you.